even before everything went belly up. The regiment fell and everything came crashing down after it. No one came back for us. For a while, I wasn't even sure there was anyone left who could. The world collapsed. Our world collapsed. All that was left were rundown buildings and piles of garbage. Like, it's so sad. And me alone. Ever since. Ooh. The lighthouse towered over Whitestone Bay, watching over the sea like an old sailor. With a faint click and a loud hum, it suddenly turned on. Right in his face. Boats and ships could once again approach Silver Valley. Sitting on the moldy wooden deck in front of Hank was a small, colorful postcard. On the back it read, "Dear Mrs. Barbara Farrer, thank you for contacting Pond Voyage about an exciting expansion opportunity in Silver Valley. A representative will be sent on your site at your earliest convenience. Although the people of Silver Valley have always been a welcoming and hospitable community, we appreciate the severity of renovations required in the area and welcome your assistance in rebuilding your beloved home. Your contributions to our development efforts will not go unrecognized. Upon completion of your premium partnership duties, you'll be eligible for a one-way ticket aboard our world-class cruise liner. We look forward to offering you an escape of a lifetime. You've done quite the impossible feat. You've given me a memory I thought was long forgotten. Oh yes, there isn't anything in this world quite as magnificent as a shady branch on a hot summer morning. At the end of the day, it's still only you that needs to be satisfied, so being mindful of the branches in life is a good idea. Sometimes the best thing you can do for yourself is nothing at all." No, he was captured? But as I quickly learned, that philosophy only works when you're content with the little that you're born with. My regularly scheduled nothing was abruptly interrupted one day by those that are never content. They chased me for hours and finally cornered and trapped me. I was suddenly just a trophy, something to be taken and sold, forever doomed to a life of nothing by force. Found anything? Bet you didn't even go. I did, actually. I found this feather. You what? Found feather? A feather? From him? This is it. This proves everything. We knew it. You were right to be scared. Your body felt it before your mind caught up. That fear in your spine was just your survival instinct trying to save you. If only you knew better than to even try. The bird god is real. Jeez. The bloody prince of darkness. He lives. He roams the dark caves. We knew we saw him with our own eyes. We did. He was a dark figure, bloodshot eyes, and giant scaly wings. Oh, Jesus Christ, that thing's horrifying. His monstrous wings shed bloody feathers every day, making way for new ones. Was he a phoenix? His sharp claws and needle-like jaws can even tear through, a coconut. Yes. And he will bring his wrath upon the world once again. All hail the bird god! It is by my endless grace that I allow you to hear this explanation only this once. So he was captured too. I was chosen as next in line for the divine throne by my loyal followers. They came to my home and took me on my regal trip towards my new kingdom post-haste. It was quite a brutal journey, even by servant standards. For the god of the realm of my own protection, the guards brought me here to the imperial dark cellar. Here I would await the ceremony preparations to be complete. I should be summoned for my coronation shortly. They do like to take their time. I see. Well, at least you're not the bloodthirsty bird god looking to hunt for me for sport. How rude. That's what your weird little followers told me. So, was there anything in there? Did you see him? I hate to break it to you fellas, there aren't any gods. Definitely not any bird ones. I told you he'd be scared to go. I went through the entire cave and I found your bird god. No, you didn't. You're still alive. I did actually. His name is Vlad, and he has a considerably smaller amount of teeth than what I was told. But the feathers! Turns out parrots shed feathers, especially when forced into a tiny room. That's impossible. Oh, and he asked you don't go creeping on him anymore. He's got other priorities. This doesn't make any sense. The vision in the dream said to look for it. Look for the bird god. I'm starting to think we should all skip late dinners before bed. Maybe it was just our imagination. I haven't dreamed it in a while. Yeah, me neither. Not since the night of the fire after the bear died. So that settles it. The what? Yeah, the big fire. Were you born yesterday? What was this about a bear? There's no other bears in the valley except me and my mom. Yeah, there was. They died in the fire, we think. How did you not know about that? I don't know. That was a big deal. That doesn't usually happen. Who was the bear? Did you know them? How did it happen? Look, guy, you mind taking your unexpected revelations elsewhere? We kind of have our own to deal with here. Yeah, besides, it's not us you should be asking about bears around here. Our favor is murderous, ruthless gods, and those aren't even in anymore, apparently. Yeah, I'll find someone else to ask. Don't let us stop you. Hello, dear. Are you alright? You seem off. Hey, Molly. I'm okay. I've got something I need to ask you. Anything? Did something happen? No, I'm alright. Just, do you know anything about another bear in the valley? Oh, I thought it was just the two of us. Of course it's just the two of us, dear. Who else could it be? I don't remember a lot about the fire. I was so little. Hank, dear, I'm feeling a little cold in my fingers. Would you mind bringing your old mom a nice hot cup of tea? Oh yeah, of course, Mom. Lyndon would do if you could. Did you make some tea? Be careful, it's hot. Just a little spicy, it's perfect. Just like you, my dear baby. Ma, do you know anything about another bear? You make such great tea. You should open a tea shop. Oh, I don't even know what all the flowers look like. I would just know how the water boils. Hey! A bit too sweet, maybe. Ma? Yes? Is there something you're not telling me? Hank, my dear boy. My dear, dear boy. I always told you that your name came from the spirits, Hank. Well, in a way it did. It was your brother who picked it. His name was Artie, and he was the best kid anyone could ask for. All the nonsense and myths about the gods, they're all stories to scare children. But I won't lie and say I didn't pray for them that evening. Oh, that night, the night of the fire, the universe was merciless. The sky felt so heavy even before the sun set. You could tell death was in the air. Artie was afraid the fire would spread, and he left to save his friends. He never came back. All we found was his burnt hat and torn clothes, pierced by these black stone needles. The fire went on for over a week. We ran and ran until we managed to escape here in this little corner of the woods. This is where we finally stopped to rest. It was just the two of us from then on, trying to survive. You, me, and the pain that kept us company for all these years. I shouldn't have let him go. I never told another soul about this. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything, Hank. I'm sorry I haven't told you after all this time. I was afraid. I thought that if you knew, it would make it real again. It would bring the pain back, and it would tempt death again somehow. To come take you too. No, Ma. No, it won't. I wouldn't let it. I'm sorry I lied to you. I understand. It's okay. I'm just a little surprised, I guess. Artie loved you a lot. He was strong but also kind and caring. You were just as much. After that night, I don't think I can... After that night, I didn't think I was going to make it, but you kept me afloat. You kept me going. I'm sorry, Ma. You have nothing to be sorry about, my dear baby boy. You have an amazing and kind soul, which you always share with others, always so carefully. I'd like you to have this. It somehow kept Artie close to me after all these years. I think it's time he was by your side for a while. Thanks, Ma. Thanks for telling me. I love you, dear. Ooh, cutscene. Hi? I thought I told you to move. You take on a great risk for coming here. I'm surprised you found your way in. What? What are you? Silence. See, this gives me God vibes. You are to speak only when spoken to. This is not your parrot friend Seller. I am Eris, and I do not respond to any inquiries, unless I am required to. Are you required to? Do not tempt fate. You are just as guilty as them for opening the way again. Opening the way? For who? The people? I said silence. If you wish to ask a question, I will grant you one answer, but it must be one. One question, one answer. What do you know about people? Humans are a walking, talking plague upon the world. They are capable of creating means they do not comprehend, means of creation and means of destruction, and they are easily manipulated. They do not value other life around them unless it is to their benefit. They sometimes barely value their own. Their stupidity brought immeasurable destruction to this land. bringing suffering to themselves, but also all the animals. Oh, what about the animals? One question, one answer. What about us? What do you know about animals? Animals are nothing but less destructive humans. Animals do not seek to live beyond their means. Survival is both a noble and self-sustainable goal that animals do not seek to overstep. They are more sincere and less volatile than humans. That is why the god aspects keep their animal forms instead of appearing human. So gods are real? Are you a god? One question, one answer. Alright, what do you know about gods? Gods are simple to perceive, but difficult to understand. We are aspects of the world concentrated into a conscious form. We are not born, we are accumulation of energies emitted by the universe. Every world is different, and every universe radiates different energies that assemble different gods. I am one of them. In this universe, I am the god of disorder and fear. That checks out. This world has another 4. What are they? One question, one answer. Think carefully about your next question. It could very well be your last. Okay. Which one of the gods looks like a bird? What? Is that your question? Yeah, that's the only one I saw in my dream. You saw Kai in your dreams? That's not possible. So, it's Kai then. What are they the god of? One question, one answer. God, he's getting angry with us. Come on, I've asked like 20 questions already. Just give me a straight answer. Are you lying? I'll tell you if you tell me what's going on. Very well. In an ideal universe, humans would not have to exist. Yet they do, which proves just as far from ideal this one truly is. But in actuality, nothing in the universe is universal, and neither are humans. Some are indeed born with capabilities for more than just self-interest. Whether that can be considered good or bad depends on who you address the question to. In the same terms, neither are all animals strictly beneficial to the precise flow of nature. Some are innately built with destructive tendencies. In reality, no creature born from disorder will ever adhere to one rigid set of structures. Neither are capable of both good and bad. It is governed by the gods, who are, by their very nature, the fruit of this orderly chaos. I, Eris, exist through disorder and abundance and fear it innately carries. Vera nurtures regret and envy, both in ample reserve throughout this world. Arbos, looks like a bear, reflects both wisdom and skill, although not exactly in high demands as of late. Tyne, looks like the stag, perpetrates violence and apathy, forces that have no trouble thriving on their own, although suspiciously dormant for a while. And Kai, the oldest of us, who exists through the accumulation of order and light, both of which have extremely dim in recent times. That is how the universe is governed in harmony, or perhaps how it should be. A disruption occurs in recent times. I do not know what it involved, but I know that it was strong. Humans enacted an amount of pain and destruction of overwhelming proportions. Kai was been absent since. I have been here trying to prevent another occurrence. Now speak. What did you see? I saw a dark figure of what looked like wings and a very bright blue eyes. How could you see Kai? You have been making great efforts to entice humans back to this valley. It's like you said, not all people are bad, some are actually really nice. But yeah, some can really suck. Why would he appear to you? A lot of them just like to leave trash everywhere though. Before the disruption, Kai reached out to me. They left me a relic. An onyx stone, a relic darker than night. That's like the little needle I used to get into this place. What? One question, one answer. Hank is just turning the freaking tide. Tell me. Oh geez, alright. The doorway had a picture of a stag, and one of its little antlers bits was missing. What did it look like? It looked just like this, very dark but shiny. When I put it in, the door opened. I see, then it's clear what I must do. You will take the onyx stone and you will use it to find Kai. What? How am I supposed to do that? That is as far as my knowledge reaches. You must reach that conclusion on your own. But you must do it, and it must be soon. I was just getting used to this place. Yeah, they're sweet. They're sweet. Ooh, a dangerous path lies ahead. I'm afraid something's gonna like jump out at me. Oh my god, it's a giant bird. Hello. Hey there. Nice nice birdie. Thank you. I didn't do anything, I swear. You did, more than you know. I don't even know how to do that. Do not be alarmed. You are not in danger. Not any more than you were a minute ago. So, I am in danger? In a sense, life itself implies the presence of danger to its permanence. I am not the right bear to talk to about these things. But you are the only one here. The only one that could ever be here. I'm only here because the fox telling me to be. Ah, Eris. Well, more like yelling at me for no good reason, but still. A worthy counterpart, Eris. Ugh. Excuse me as I draw my breath for a moment. What do you mean about Eris? Eris provided stability for the world while I was indisposed, even though her methods are her own. It was enough to ground reality in my absence. Where were you? I was right here, unable to leave. I had been weakened and imprisoned over the course of years, until you found me. Before this, the world had been plunged into disarray. Not a simple chaos that thrives within its own disorder, that would eventually balance itself out. This was a complex cycle of cruelty and death, orchestrated by another god. Thine, the embodiment of violence? He had found a way to lure humans into a false sense of power permeated through his own potential. Humans are the perfect vessels to imbue with a deceiving dominance. And so the violence spread, and thine grew stronger. As luck would have it, it was also humans that provided the opposing force required, leading to a boiling energy that eventually had no more space to accumulate, and as such, erupted. The Night of the Fire. Correct. Was that why it happened? Were you there? Wait, did you see any bears? Did you see my brother? Gods don't usually resolve to such a multitude of inquiries. Sorry, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, we got yelled at quite a bit last time for that. The conflict began after the sun had set. A clear night had fallen over the valley. The darkness settled over all the humans, animals, and nature in this corner of the world. The tension that had been building up over days and months and years was not visible, but perceptible. Without a moment of hesitation, the violence erupted. Brutality and rage exploded with savage momentum, engulfing everything in their path. Humans fighting each other, answering violence, with little regard for any of their surroundings. Invisible to the mortal eye, my confrontation with thine had begun. A celestial skirmish that had been determined more than just the outcome of this clash. It would define the shape of this world and its immediate future. If violence and pain would continue their reign, there would be little left to share between either humans, animals, or the gods. I did, however, catch a glimpse of someone else in that moment. Your brother was indeed present at the time of our conflict. His was a valiant effort to aid the victims of this wave of violence. But his outer shell proved too fragile to endure the brutality that ensued. Indeed, thine struck with a force so powerful, almost nothing could confront it. In the aftermath of our clash, everything turned white, as if struck by lightning, then dark, as if that had been the last sliver of light to ever exist. The battle had no clear winners, only unmistakable losers on all sides. I do not know what thine's fate was, but I do know he did fare slightly better than I had, if only just. I had collapsed here, at the top of the hollow gate, too weak to rise. I know thine still had some residual strength, for it was he that imprisoned me with these onyx shackles. And to make sure I could not leave by any means, he locked me behind this dark sorcery. Placing an onyx bond at the entrance was an unbreakable bond, the mirror of his youthful innocence. And so this was where I began my slumber, trying to recover what little power I could. Until someone, somehow, could break the stone and break the curse. Until just now, when someone somehow did manage to break that stone and free me from my shackles. Please allow me another moment to draw my breath. So what's gonna happen now? That is not ours to know, but only the universe's. I have now been freed from an existence convicted to slumber, a fate I could never avoid on my own. But hindsight is best left to die alone. You have done well, young bear. Better than would be expected of you. Better than most. I thank you. The skies have cleared. The burden of the dark is slowly lifting. The light is free to dance once more. I grieve for your brother's life as I do all souls that are taken prematurely, but I am grateful for your heart, as it has achieved ambition greater than its promise. And that does indeed fill my own with great purpose. Let me breathe for a second. Oh my god.